So the final piece of our little hardware upgrade is this thing. This thing right here. This thing. This thing. You know why? Because I can't hear anything. Yep, we're going to go ahead and install this old Sound Blaster ISA sound card. It's an AWE64. Golden oldie. Let's see if we can do anything with this. More later. All right, just like last time, we got to pop the side cover, which is this little thing here, which unlocks it. Then we go over here, and there we go. And off it comes again. Now, this is a slightly less involved process. Still kind of dark though, so you can't see nothing. But what we're going to do is, there is an ISA slot on the very bottom there of the board that you can't see. We're going to put this card in it. And all we got to do that is to line it up and pop one of these, just like so. No screws involved, no muss, no fuss. So let's get that done. All right, we got it in there, and we have a very busy internal case configuration here. The very bottom slot was an ISA right here that I don't know why everything's dark, but we've got right here, and we move some stuff around. A very busy PCI bus. We got 3 devices in that sucker. Anyway, let's see if it works. Okay, so here's a short trip. It totally hated the ISA card, the AWE64, and the ISA slot. But we have another card to try. This is a PCI, this is a Sound Blaster Audigy. Maybe this thing just doesn't like things on its ISA bus. Who knows? But we're going to try this one. Basically put it in the same spot, so we'll be back. All right, better result this time. This card at least let the thing boot up, and look, it thinks it's going to find a driver. Let's let it try, but I got a feeling we're going to have to go to creative for this one. Let's see if it can find it. It's still fairly old hardware. Yeah, we had something, we tried that card in the ISA slot and the system would just dead stop. All right, so we're gonna have to find a driver for this, but we will, no fear. All right, after a little bit of time, remember what I told you in one of the earlier videos about getting documentation and figuring out what your hardware was? Well, here's the thing. I tried 5 different drivers until I finally found a driver that worked with this card. And it turned out this is a Sound Blaster Audigy SE. And this was the right driver, and I found it, and lo and behold, it worked. See, but here's the thing. If you just say Sound Blaster Audigy, look at all of these cards. You have no way of knowing what's what. And you try an ES, you try a straight, it won't work. So what I had to do was finally find the driver, and we made it work. But, well, once that happened, we had another little problem. My video card wigged out. And there's one thing I forgot to mention. With servers, especially older hardware, especially if there's an ISA bus anywhere involved, there is a kind of pecking order on the bus, especially concerning the slots. And how it usually works is the slot that is closest, if you're going to use the slots at all, the slot that is closest to the processor is usually the one that if you have an external I/O card, that slot, the I/O card goes in that slot. Usually followed up by whatever other cards, like say a network card or a sound card or whatever. And the last slot should be your video card. Now, mine screwed up, but it was also not running right from the start. It was it wasn't painting the screens right and all that. The performance wasn't where it should be. So I pretty much had to put the video card in the last PCI slot, and everything worked a lot better, including the sound card. So just keep that in mind. You have to kind of know the order of operations. And just as a rule of thumb, if you've got an IO card, which an IO card would be the RAID controller, that's always going to be in the first slot, and then you go down from there and put anything else between that and the video card. So the video card should be the last if you're populating slots. Now I know with most newer machines and that PCI Express and all that doesn't matter so much, but with ISA and ESA and PCI and on IBM, you could even run into a strange slot called microchannel. And Visa Local Bus, that kind of thing. Visa Local Bus is an extension of the ISA bus, so you won't see that too much. But with all those, they're a little more picky about that stuff than newer hardware. Anyway, we've got our sound driver in, and we installed our software. And we'll actually show you here. Not only show you, you'll hear it.
Left channel, right channel.
See? So now we have sound. Here's what we also have. There we go. How does that look, guys? That's Unreal Gold. And this is a very old game, and this is in 1280 by 720. High texture, high filter, and high shadows, dynamic lighting, all that good stuff from the 90s. And it's running about 50 frames per second, so not bad. On server hardware, so pretty much I call this a win, guys. Now, I'll probably make a few more videos along the line, but this is kind of the soft end of the series here, because where we wanted to get was we wanted to get to a point where this server down here, this cool little monster right here, was able to do something other than be a server. And it is. We've repurposed it. Now we've got my retro gaming rig here, using very retro hardware. The Sound Blaster Audigy SE amps from 2004. The video card that's in it, probably about 2000. That's the Radeon 7500, maybe 2002, something like that. All very much era-specific, though, hardware that's in this. So, anyway, guys, that's about it. So, oh, one last thing I'll bring up. You know, this little hub down here. This is actually an old Belkin USB 1.1 hub. And that particular hub is there because this particular server only had 2 USB ports. So I need to give a few more ports, and I gave it this hub, and it works just fine because look what I've got hooked to it. A joystick! Talk about retro gaming. Yeah, okay, what does this have to do with IT? Like I said, hardware's hardware. It doesn't matter if it's a video card, a sound card, or whatever. Same steps apply, same rules apply. Anyway, that's about it.